Remove the rivets.
The steps needed to access the other side are the same as this side. There are 8 rivets that need to be removed.
Pry up the center of the rivet first. This will unlock it. Next, pry up the base of the fastener.
We recommend changing your bulbs in pairs. If one bulb is burnt out, its counterpart bulb is likely near the end of its life as well. Bulbs get dimmer by 20% over time, which is another great reason to change both bulbs at once.
Lift the panel to remove it. Remove the bolts by turning them counterclockwise.
Pull the bumper away from the vehicle.
So just grab kind of here and kind of wiggle and pull. And you can see that kind of pops out there.
Remove the bolts by turning them counterclockwise.
So now that we have all the bolts out, you will have to kind of make sure that when you're pulling this out, you pull the bumper back a bit and make sure it's kind of, you can kind of even push down on it a little bit and it'll allow the housing to swing out. Another thing I want to mention is there's a clip kind of behind the housing right about here. That clip can be on there pretty tight, so you may, depending on how tight it is, you may have to pull pretty hard to get this out, but there we go, it's out.
Push the tab and pull the connector to remove it. Now you can replace your housing with a new one. Push the connector straight in to connect the new housing.
These two tabs kind of line up with just some holes here, and then this section here is kind of where this little area is going to go in. Again, you might have to kind of pull back on the bumper a little bit to get this in here. My suggestion is to, once you kind of get it in, get this inside in here first, and then you can kind of line everything up. There's going to be no clicking or anything, but once it's in place, it should be kind of aligned.
Replace the bolts that secure the housing by turning them clockwise.
You need to line up. This area kind of goes into where the housing is. So make sure that it's up high enough, and then if it's in line, it should go back in pretty darn easy.
Replace the bolts by turning them clockwise.
Make sure the bulb housing is secure.
Align the panel with the body before securing it to the vehicle. It's important to make sure it's set properly, otherwise it won't attach correctly. Replace the rivets. Align the base of the rivet first. Next, push down on the center to lock it in place.
Make sure the assembly is tight and secure.